Potatoes and molasses. If you want some, they're gonna ask us. I'm in a group chat and they're going nuts. Of course, it's right when I hit go live. Okay, let me mute that shit. Let me see. We need some music for you. Let me see. Why is this going so slow? What did I put on yesterday? There was a couple of them that were actually pretty good. I guess, like, bearable, anyway. Yeah, this one was fine. Okay. Just gonna start this over. Oh, cool. I did. Okay. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. Putting on my headphones. I am gonna take a second to look at that group chat because it is related to Thanksgiving, and if I don't look at it now, I'm going to forget to do it later, and it is kind of important. So I'm gonna do that. I always feel like when I'm giving somebody bad news, even if it's really not that big a deal. I was invited to Thanksgiving dinner, and unfortunately, my dad just moved back to LA, and weeks ago in advance, he asked if everybody wanted to go to his place with he and his wife hosting, um, and I had said yes. So, and I don't get to see him very often, so I'm going. But and I already know, the people I'm talking to, they're gonna get it. They understand. They get it. It's cool. But also, like, unfortunately, every time I say this, it sounds like it's rude, but it's not. It's not rude. It's like text anxiety. I'm gonna be one of those old ladies who doesn't want to call anybody and doesn't want to text anybody and doesn't like it when I get or send mail, but then I'm gonna complain about it. Nobody calls me anymore. Nobody reaches out. Me. But also don't call or text me. Oh, I don't wish to talk on the phone. Why am I lonely? I don't understand. Oh, man. The coffee's getting cold. Sorry, one second. I'm really just making sure this sounds, like, nice. And also I can't type. I've got like chunky dad fingers, and every time I type on my phone, it just hits the wrong button constantly. It's really irritating. Anyway, hello! How you doing, Sharky? I don't have the chat up on my thing. I saw it in the recording. Why don't I have that window? Window. Docs? Stats? YouTube control panel? Where's chat? Select stray, yeah, this one, yeah. Can I see chat now? Why? That was up when I got this set up. It's not, ew, stats, ew, get out of here, ew. Yeah. Proceed, selection, docs. Weird, it was here. What if I get rid of this panel and then I bring it back again? No? Really? Is it just because it's not... Oh, well, it doesn't matter, okay. I'll just look at it over here like a normal person. Hi! How you doing, Sharky? Okay. So, blow, yes, I have it. Here we go. And I'm just gonna pop out chat and dock it to the side of the thing, because I don't... OBS usually has its own window, and it's just disappeared, and I can't see where to bring it back. And I don't feel like researching that right now, because here we are, midway through, you know, minutes in, and not even started. I'm so professional. So professional. It's almost like the time between setting up a broadcast and actually starting is usually the time in which somebody would have their things ready, but that would be responsible. Heyo. Well, glad that you're having a good day. Sorry, just looking at some stats real quick. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Sounds like you're having you're kind of getting into it. That's nice. Getting in the mood. I kind of wish I could get a little bit more moody. Like, it's so cold right now. At least cold for where I am. It would be nice if I could like lean into it, make it darker, and put on a cloak or something, and just like sit here like a scribe inking my comics, getting the art done. But alas, I can't make it any darker. I don't have a cloak. I left my hoodie in the other room, and now that I'm sitting here and like working, maybe I should just be cold. I don't want to be cold. I'm gonna go get my hoodie. I don't want it. My coffee's already getting cold. I'm chilly. These cute warm socks I got at Daiso aren't enough. What? Don't, darling. What? I swear the bitter irony in my life is going to drive me mad. The irony being, my hair's really thick. Okay. So my hair's really thick. To the point where there's like several degrees difference at my scalp in heat to what's around it. And in a fit of frustration, a few days ago, I was so overheated, and I have a lot of hair. It was just everywhere. It drove me nuts. Took a shower and pulled out a clump of it. It was not that it's falling out. It's just I was shedding, and it was so annoying that I shaved it down to a mohawk to cool off and chill out. Not the first time I've done it, and it won't be the last. But the bitter irony is that immediately after that day, it was cold and rainy, and it's been cold and rainy ever since. So now I'm too cold, because it's all escaping from my scalp. No! Okay, anyway. Momentary complaints are over. The hoodie is on. Guys, before I continue, I have to show you. So you have like an idea of just how cozied up I am. And I hope that you guys are cozied up too, because this hoodie is insane. It was a really kind gift. I think it was a Christmas gift. But hang on. This is not the one I have. Mine's a different color. But I think it showcases like how big it is. Like, and I'm a pretty big woman. Like I'm tall and I'm kind of thick. Like I wouldn't say that I'm like really big, but like even on me it kind of looks like this. It's just so, this hoodie is so large. Like I feel like, I mean, I feel like a little kid wearing like one of my parents' sweaters. And I love it. I like to go to sleep in it. It's like my favorite thing. It's not my absolute favorite thing, but I really love it. Sharky, the only reason why I'm going bald is because I gave permission to the two sides of my head to leave. The middle has to stay. I didn't even go all the way down to the scalp either. I left like about a ½ an inch on the sides. Because I like how the fuzzy sides feel. I'm tempted to shave it down a little further. Not shave it down, trim down the middle a little more, because it's still really long. Like, my hair is, I don't know, it's like, it's less than a foot long, but not by that much. But, I'm tempted to bring it down a little further so I get that kind of shaggy, puffy, garbage rat look. Anyway, I'm cozied up. We're good to go. Okay. You know what, dude? I'm willing to bet that any Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z attire just gives you extra power. I just believe it. If somebody told me that putting stickers on their shoes made them run faster, sure, yeah, But if they told me that there was a scientific research done where putting stickers on your shoes made them faster, but only if they were Dragon Ball Z stickers, I would absolutely believe it. That's just how it is. Because they make you believe, okay? It makes you believe in yourself. And that's what gets you going. Maybe I should get more Dragon Ball Z attire. I don't have any. I have an Akira shirt that's like... Do you ever keep a piece of clothing around because you like it aesthetically enough, but it doesn't fit you? So you're like, I will wear this when I lose weight. It'll be fine. I will keep this forever. Maybe I'll find something to do with it. Maybe I'll cut it up and turn it into a patch. I don't know, but I'm not ready to let go of this. Because I bought it thinking I would fit it, and I was wrong. Because, I was not that size, and I think deep down I knew it, but it was the only one that was left, and I wanted it. I think I'm just gonna cut it up and turn it into, like, a patch for one of my jackets or something. Because even if I lose weight, I think I'm still gonna be pretty thick, because I also want to gain muscle. I want to be an absolute Amazon. I should get a Bluetooth connector so I don't have to sit at this awkward angle. Ow! Oh no, I just unplugged my headphones. Hang on one second. I, like, move my leg, and oh, dang it. And my headphones has it so the headphone wire plugs into the headphones and into the computer, so it's like two separate things. Ooh, I should put my back. That was good. Okay. Anyway, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back and undistracted. Okay. Ooh, coffee. Man, I miss having a gym membership. Like, I have stuff to work out with at home. You know, we've got some adjustable weights and workout bench and treadmill and row machine. Plenty of stuff to do. Plenty of things to get my goals. But there's something about, like, going to a place that's dedicated to doing the thing that really helps me to organize it into my life better. Like, I don't like making the cutesy haha jokes about mental health that a lot of people in my and younger generations like to do. Like, oh, I'm just neurodivergent, teehee. But, like, I can't deny that having ADHD has an effect on how I move through life. And that's one of the things. Having a dedicated place to go to that I can essentially trick myself into making an appointment that's not in my own home is really helpful. There was a point I was going every day because the gym I was going to was directly next to the office I was working in. So I would go in the morning for like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, because I would sit in the sauna, which was really cool because they had a sauna and I loved it. I would go to the gym for like an hour or so, and then I'd go to work. It was great. I loved it. Felt like a good routine. I think I just need to break the that barrier of, like, before you start doing it, you know? I just gotta get to it. So, maybe I'll make it more of my evening thing. Because I'm more motivated to jump into straight working in the morning now, because I have so much to do. So little time. Yeah. Those sizes are absolutely all a lie. Terrible. And you know what, like, I respect and understand why it's different for, like, different brands when they come from different locations, you know? Like, my size in, American numbers is different than my size in, UK numbers, depending on what I'm buying, you know? But one of the things I find really frustrating is, I'm assuming this is potentially the case internationally, because I think some of these companies are international. There are some large women stores, fashion stores like Torrid or Lane Bryant. There's a couple other ones. I can't think of what they are. And again, you know, I'm tall and I'm a little wide. I'm medically overweight, but I think for my aesthetics and my health, I'm probably not too bad. But it's, they have their own sizes to make it so that women don't have to feel bad. Like, this is your new 4. In the real world, that's a 24, but here it's a 4. And so if you go and buy that stuff in, like, a thrift store, you don't know. I mean, obviously a 4 between is very different, but point is, like, sometimes the brands just decide. And it's not even just these, like, big lady brands either. Like, it's the same for other things. I think, there's a couple of men's brands that do that. There's a few that just feel like, you know, being quirky, you know, and just doing their own thing no matter what. So you end up looking at it, it's like, what is a JK? I have to look up what a JK is. Oh, okay, it's exclusive to this brand. That's all he does. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. It's so helpful. Is he thick enough? For now, yes. For now he is, yes. Okay. I just can't get delicate because he's so far away. I should have inked this last night, but I kind of fell asleep early. I was tired. Have you guys used, Global Comics at all? The, comic hosting site? I don't mean necessarily used to post your own work, but, like, have you used it to read things? Do you check it out often, or anything? Have you even heard of it? In researching for where we're going to host, the execution of all things, which is what I'm working on right now, we're planning on hosting, probably there, and probably one other location, but, I was curious what everybody's experience was using their app, or just visiting the website to read comics, and it looks like you can, like, read new ones with a subscription, and read, what they host for free, different studios host things for free, and then there's also all the indie people jumping in and going, please read my comic, and some of them are really good, and some of them are really indie. But, it's kind of new. I think it's like a couple years old. But it's backed by, at least one studio, and I can't remember if it's Image or Dark Horse, but I think it's one of those two. I'll have to look into it again. But it seems interesting, and I haven't had a chance to really peruse it yet. I will probably be doing that tonight. Ugh, good lord. I can speak, I promise. Hey, Eric. I wanted to go shopping. Oh no! Apricot Lane. Okay, I've never heard of this, but I feel like I will probably know what you mean when you say it. There's a very particular vibe. And Madara, thank you. I was pretty sure it was one or the other, but that clicks. That makes sense. Thank you. Oh, okay. So, recently, I've been reintroducing myself to my love of comics. I'm going through a little bit of an artistic midlife crisis, but in like a good, like, fun way, and not in a sad dad way. I was gonna look up Apricot Lane. Hang on a second. I feel like if I'm going to be getting into comics professionally, I should be able to talk about the medium more properly, and I'm pretty limited to the things that I've just sort of kept around me, and my 20s was spent doing many things for other people and not necessarily doing anything for myself, and that includes, I set aside a lot of hobbies, and so I've been going through this sort of resurgence of rediscovering all the things that I love that made me happy, which has been great, because my 20s, were complicated, but mostly it was good, but also it sucked at the same time, kind of equally. Anyway, first off, Eric, you're right, it is. Yeah, this sort of, like, anthropology, I'm a traditional woman, and maybe if it were a Hallmark movie, I'd be the one who's, like, artsy, but I'm still a stay-at-home mom, and, I do all the chores. But, I get to keep my hobbies, and that's nice. That's the vibe it gives. I'm just a country girl, but I'm modern, and I'm also a city girl, because I've never put my hands in dirt, ever. But I will for the aesthetic. I'm being really mean to this store. It's not for me. I like the plaid, but that's because plaid is just, good. Anyway, getting back to it, I read the first Ultimate Batman finally. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do. Oh my god, it's so good. The first one, I don't remember the artist on it, but it's just got such beautiful momentum. Like, it's just so weirdly organic. The artwork in it is so good. Oh man. It made me really happy. And then the writing also, like, it really did a really good job. Like, I feel like it earned the wacky slapstick, crazy, insane violence. And then also the emotional turmoil at the end. It's just like him being really sad about stuff. Like, it earned it. It was good. I just assumed it would be kind of cringe because the design is just so hot topic. But I get it now. I understand. They were right to design him that way. He's fantastic. I'm so happy. Anyway. Oh man, what a braid of a conversation that turned into. Sorry guys. Oh man. I'm looking forward to reading more. The one I just started recently, and I'm not very far in, but I'm really enjoying it, is Gru the Wanderer. It's a bit older. I'm sure some of you guys probably at least are aware of it. I don't think it's that obscure. But, it was, see, this is what I have to get good at. I have to get, what the fuck, am I Porky Pig? I have to get good at remembering names and associations with those names, and I've always been bad at that. Same with, like, band names and stuff. But, Gru the Wanderer. It's like Antonio something. Ah, see, look at how bad I am at this. Sergio Aragones. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. If you like, goofy cartoons with cool story and fun art, like, look at this dragon. Hang on. I'm getting distracted, but look at this. Look at how good he is! Look at this guy. These are great, and it's just really funny. It's got a lot of charm. It's very, very charming. Highly recommended. And I'm sure that there's, like, places that you can read it all online, but apparently it's a bit of a classic. But he started off... No, I don't think he started off as a Mad Magazine artist, but he did a lot of cartoons for it. At least in America. That's where he got started. Do it the Joker. Oh yeah, oh I'm sure, yeah. I thought Croc was kind of cool. I haven't read that far, but I saw the designs and stuff, and I was just like, oh, that's neat. Oh, yes! Oh, Eric, I'm so excited about that. Carl Banks. See, that's another dude I should be studying. Oh, it just... I looked up Carl Banks and it gave me football. Yes! Oh, beautiful line work. I need to make more money so I can start collecting things. I was never a collector of things, and then I found out that you can buy original comic and animation art, and now I'm sad. I have a little bit here and there. I've got some concept design work of some Looney Tunes stuff from Space Jam. I've got Witch Hazel and a bonus Bugs Bunny, and then I've got a signed autograph of Earthworm Jim with an original art piece on it, which is pretty cool. And got a Johnny Bravo animation cell on my wall, which I got at an auction, which was pretty cool. That was fun. That was a fun day. So Cartoon Network used to, I don't know if they still do, I doubt it at this point. I think they're basically folding. They used to host a charity event, I think every year, where artists would come and they would donate some of their original work, whether it was from a show that they worked on or art that they did specifically for the event. And they reached out to my mentor, where I was technically working at the time, and asked if anybody at the school we were at wanted to share any art, and myself and a couple of the other kind of teachers put a bunch of stuff in. I think I still have a copy of what I put in. I was pretty happy with it. Here. I'm not getting distracted. You're getting distracted. Where's Dropbox? Where's my guy? Ah, here he is. This is what I put in. Oh, Dropbox is taking it. Yep, yeah. That's what I put in. That was fun. That was years ago. I think this one might be the one in my sketchbook, but that's maybe not. Because I did 2 of them. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, absolutely, I could see that being a gold mine. I gotta read that. Sorry, I think the ADD is strong this week. I'm working on getting, medicated. I'm just waiting for my next doctor's appointment. So I can do that. Which reminds me... when is it? Oh no, I don't remember my password. I'll deal with this later. Okay. Life's hard, guys. You don't understand. You don't even know. I'm just kidding, you totally do. I know. Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure about the blocking that in yet, but yeah, I see it. I see it. It's good. Oh. Well, I mean, my friend, if you're doing it in pencil, and then if you mess up, you can see the mistake and correct it, you know? And then just do it in pen after. Unless that's what you're doing and you're worried about messing up the pencil marks, which is understandable. I mean, I think we can safely say that we've all been there. It's such a mood. But, I don't know. I try to tell people to see if they can't relieve themselves of the anxiety of messing up, because mistakes are really important to learning how to draw. Or even when you're not learning, like if you're already really good, like those mistakes help you sort of understand what you're doing better. And going in with confidence is ultimately going to be something that benefits you more in the end. I say as I regularly redo lines and talk about how I was lacking confidence in a particular, but it's true though. I don't think, like, yeah, I don't like that that's swooping up. Yeah, it's better. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, okay, so, I mean, I wouldn't say the whole point is to be struggling. It's just that you have to accept that the struggle is part of the process, right? Like, because it's hard. It's a new skill that you're building, right? It's actually not even one skill. Drawing is many skills. Being able to do this with my pencil or stylus or whatever is more than just how I do the line in terms of its like look, but it's how I move my arm. It's how I predict where my arm is going to go. It's the confidence, because that's also a skill it takes to do it. And then also the acceptance of how it comes out. Those are many things, and some of them are emotional skills, and that is its own difficult thing to master. So, all I'm saying is that there's a point in which the struggling is detrimental. It can be good. It often is good. It's also incidental a lot of the time, where it, like, it's just going to happen. That's okay, right? Sort of like if you're riding a bike, you're going to move. It's just gonna happen. Incidental. But if it's getting to be too much, like you're really struggling with it and you've done it like 8, 10, 12 million times, it's not a bad thing to keep going because you can see it coming, like, through, like, you can start to see it connecting the dots and you're getting it. Equally, it's not a bad thing to ask for outside input to see what you're doing wrong. The big secret to art is that it works best as a social skill, too. Like, you get to know other artists, and you ask them, how did you do it? Art is, maybe this is a geeky, a geeky analogy, but it's Dark Souls. You gotta ask for help sometimes. You just gotta do it. This is the Dark Souls of crafts, okay? It does for art that what it did to Jaws. What was that thing? It was Dark Souls does for video games that Jaws did for movies or something like that. Man, it's an old meme, I think. That would be cool. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Sorry, and I know I went on a rant, but I mean, listen, you came to my stream. If you didn't want to rant. Jesus, I cannot speak today. That foot's not doing it for me. Don't clip that. But I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna deal with it. I think it looks good enough. Okay. Well, you know what, Sharky? I think you and I might be playing Dark Souls the same way. Because I definitely also did not like the idea of inviting strangers into my territory. But yeah. I think I preferred Bloodborne. I got further in Bloodborne. I didn't finish it. I really ought to. I was really liking it a lot. But life got in the way, and I had to set it aside. The silly, frivolous games. But, I should get back into it. I miss having a hobby. Keep hearing a little sting in this music that sounds like one of the songs from Nightmare Before Christmas. And my currently addled brain keeps finishing the song. Oh, Headlopper! Yes! Oh, man. Headlopper's fun. I follow the artist on, I don't know why I got so stoked about that. I follow the artist on Instagram. Yeah, you're right. It is so up my alley, and you were correct. It is my jam. Okay. Wow. You know what? I don't know where all this energy is coming from today, but I'm just gonna have to roll with it. I'm a child today, everybody. This is just it. This is how I am. Let me look up the artist, and I want to link it because it's worth everybody's time to read it. It's so fun. Here it is on Image. I haven't finished it yet. Which maybe sounds like a theme, but it's true. But of what I read of it, I love it very much. Oh, Comics Plus. All right. Oh, yes, and I do have a library card. Fantastic. Comics Plus. You know what? I was literally just looking into whether or not there was some kind of comic book library archive thing. I found one. I can't remember the name of it. I have it pulled up on my iPad. I'm not gonna go look right now, but it had like classic, I think 50s through 70s comic books archived, and that's pretty exciting. I will get this on my iPad tonight. Thank you for sharing that. That's gonna be a lot of that's gonna get some heavy usage. Cool. And again, for the audience, for you, from Eric, thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. I've found that, like, you know, I use Hoopla and Libby for, like, audiobooks and sometimes to put something on because Hoopla's got a selection of movies. Like when I was dog sitting, my mom's partner mentioned that the dogs maybe feel more comfort with Star Trek on because he would watch it all the time and the dogs would watch TV with them, and they were gonna be gone for a month. So I would put on Star Trek movies for them while I was working, while I was up there. I was house sitting. Do I want to darken this? Is that gonna be too much? Yes. It is. Anyway, but their comic archive isn't super awesome. It's a lot of like comics are for kids. Here we go, kind of selections. And look, I'm really glad that Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Captain Underpants are doing well. Like, really genuinely, I'm glad they are. There's a special little nugget in my heart causing medical problems, that, has Captain Underpants' name on it. I love it. But, sometimes a girl wants to watch or read something that's got blood, guts, and philosophical points. Maybe a boob or two. And I don't know if this is obvious from the title, but you're not really going to get a lot of that from Captain Underpants. You know, I'm not sure if it's public domain. That's the other thing. I'm pretty sure it's just an archive. I could very well be wrong. If it is public domain, that'd be very good to know. I think what a lot of people who follow me don't know, just because it hasn't really come up and I'm a little bit private online, is so my partner Will, he makes games. He's a writer and then also he programs. He does a bunch of stuff. Like, he's got a day job, but he does this primarily as his passion. And the one that we tried to kickstart 2024 is kind of based around the public domain. Like, the story itself also is kind of about that, where you play as Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and you it started off as a party game where you could play a number of other public domain characters. Like I did Sun Wukong and Alice from Alice in Wonderland. Who else did I do? Dan Backslide, he counts, because copyright law was different at the time of his creation and they never did the paperwork to put the Dover Boys or Dan Backslide into copyright. And a bunch of other characters. And, well, see, now that one's way too shaded. So, he's continuing the game with different a slightly different approach. It's not a party game any longer, though I think the option is still there. But there's like a story and stuff, and so he's been looking for characters to put in as like side characters and stuff. That's what I did that Grendel piece for. That's actually going to be one of the bosses. Pretty exciting. I think he's working on like 6... No. Hang on. Spooky, Inverse. I think he's working on like 3 projects right now. And then he started YouTube, and that kind of took off. So he's now also making YouTube videos and shorts and stuff on the narrative elements of video games. Because everybody talks about gameplay. Obviously, that's like one of the more important parts about a game. But sometimes the story or the dialogue or some of the moment-to-moment kind of writings get set aside, and depending on the game, it's arguably as important. It depends on the game, obviously. Like the plot and story beats of a Final Fantasy game may be more important than that of a Pac-Man game, you know? But it's still present in both. Yeah, more comics. How you doing, Cody? Also, I apologize to anybody who's wearing headphones. If I'm yelling, like, let me know if I'm too loud. Sometimes I don't realize when I have my volume kind of just go. And then I realize afterwards, and I go, oh dear, oh my, oh how embarrassing, oh ho 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 ho. But I do it just like that, like a Victorian dandy. Oh my god. Ooh, that's a really good suggestion, and I'm going to tell him now. Hang on. I'm gonna link his YouTube too in a second, hang on. Oops, I almost said command, and that sounds like something different. Okay. What else was I gonna... Oh yeah, his channel here. Hang on. You'll know it's his because some of my artwork is on some of the thumbnails. Dear YouTube, please load. There he is. Oh, see, I did spell his name right. Okay. Beep boop, there he is. Why are I screaming? That is the question. Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. It happens. It's not like a huge deal, but, oh shoot, I wanted to keep those tabs on. Hang on one second. Just closed a few, and I want to make sure that I don't forget about Comics Plus or, see, I'm already blinking. It's okay. Anyway, back to it. Nothing to it but to do it. It's gonna be really interesting looking back at this work in, like, a year and having a different perspective on how it turned out. I'm really looking forward to having that. Maybe that sounds a little bit weird but, like, this is not something I'm gonna stop doing. Comics. I really can see myself having a career doing this, and that's what I want. Like, so that's the whole point. Especially since I have ones that I myself want to do that are mine. So that means that, incidentally, obviously, I'm only going to get better at it. And so I'm looking forward to being able to look back at my old stuff and thinking like, oh, haha. And I was so proud of this back then. It's very good. But I'm better now. I'll do it like that, too. I'll be real evil about it. It'll be fun. Like, there's a lot of things I recognize as being kind of mistakes. Like, they don't fit my standard. That I'm letting go of. Specifically because I need to work smooth. Smooth is fast. Slow is smooth. And if I keep redoing things, Maya, what are you doing? It slows me down. So I have to let go of some things. Sometimes when it's egregious enough, like that shadow on this foot was just way too much, I'll still go in and fix it, but... Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Is he where I'm happy enough with him? I want to say yes. I can always go back. I have to be upfront about something, guys, and I'm certain that either you've already noticed this, or maybe you relate. There's a little bit of an excuse to talk to yourself when you're streaming. I don't talk to myself like this when I'm working. I think a lot of these things, but I don't talk to myself. But some of the things I'm saying while I'm doing this, while I'm live, I totally am. I don't know if that comes from a need to, like, recognize that I am live and there are people watching, and maybe being part of a conversation kind of includes you into my thought process. But, when I'm working alone, it's very quiet. Save for the music. I sing a lot, though. That's the truth. I definitely sing an awful lot when I work. And drive. And cook. Oh, good. I'm glad that you feel really good about the drawing. To life, temperamentality. Because we're all freaks. And I mean that with love. I think we're more sensitive to it because, it's just... I think we're artists because we're more sensitive to it. You know what I mean? Like, and look, not to get all, like, millennial about it, but, there was a study done, there's actually a lot of pretty extensive studies done on ADHD, and again, not that every artist has ADHD, but many people who have ADHD are artists, and that was the interesting thing, they get into something creative, and even still, there's a higher likelihood, statistically, that you're going to become self-employed. So that's an interesting side note, but, I think that sort of... Ew, what am I doing? Ew, I don't like any of that. Okay. Sorry, one second. Let me, detangle my trains are crashing at the station here. Trains of thoughts here. I feel like we're artists because of that sensitivity, And you're right. There are many who are both very sensitive, but also emotionally stunted. And I think part of that also is that many artists create these bubbles around themselves where they don't go outside of this bubble, whether it's they never leave their room or they only talk to other kinds of artists or fans of things is a big one now, especially. Cody, you and I were talking about this a little bit, of the kind of the isolation that being an artist sort of brings. I was literally just talking to Will yesterday. I'd gone to get gas, and I had an experience at the gas station that was really charming. The woman ahead of me was very friendly with the staff. It seemed like they all knew each other by name. They were making jokes and kind of playfully jabbing each other, like, oh, nobody appreciates the stuff I do. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Like, very, very sweet, very wholesome. A little bit sitcom, honestly. And then something went wrong at the till, and this woman's transaction was going to take a little bit longer than initially thought, and it was because she wanted to do something that gave her, like, the company had, like, you know, when they have, like, deals where, like, you save money by getting points, and you get points by going to their gas station, that kind of thing. And it wasn't showing what her amount was, and the staff was like, oh, no, I can't see it. We have to... Oh, see, that looks a lot better. So she immediately turned around the moment that it felt like it was going too long, and she said, I'm so sorry. As if it was her fault at all in any way. And it wasn't. At all. It's not her fault that the system didn't do what it wanted. It wasn't even the staff's fault that the system didn't do what she wanted. They were trying to figure it out actively, and they were all real chill about it, and they even set her aside so that they could, you know, do my transaction while they got the computer to do what they needed it to do, and they even comped her the dollars, because they know that she had it. It's just that it wouldn't let her use it, and they're like, no, we'll get you, it's fine, we'll work it out. It was really sweet, and I loved it. It was just a super nice, kind, wholesome moment. And I, like, reveled in it all day. And the reason why I reveled in it all day is because I haven't been outside in days. The only time I interact with anybody else for the last 2 weeks has been at work. So, we get touch-starved, guys. We get emotionally touch-starved, and it makes us freaks. So, streaming helps, because it means I get to talk to you guys. Thanks for being here, by the way. I really appreciate it. I love you. But also, you know, it's why having other hobbies that force you outside or do chores, if you have an opportunity to go outside and interact with people, even if you're not trying to have a conversation and you're just saying, hi, how's your day? To the till. Great! Oh, God, so good. Just do it. This is touching grass. That's what it's for. So, I think that's where a lot of that emotional stuntness comes from. On top of any mental illness that probably also exists because artists are all freaks. I say that with love and, you know, hello kettle, I am pot. Quickly after getting sore, oh yeah, good for you, Madara. Yeah, keep it going, keep it going. Eric, artist and most sensitive, emotionally stunted. Yes, yes, yes. You're not a real artist until you go to the grocery store to buy something, and you don't need as a type of dress rehearsal for behaving like a normal person. I know what you mean! I don't want to be called out, but here you are. Absolutely correct, yeah. Yeah. We just have to recognize that we're cave trolls and goblins, hence the new, you know... oh, that's right, I don't have the new... I'm making a new PNG tuber. But that's why the thumbnail's little goblin. It's me now. I was gonna do a clown, and it was really cute, but I don't know, I'm just a little Scrappy, and... Oh god, oh no, I think Scrappy might be my clown name. I'll take it. Anyway, I think, you know, Goblin seems to be both in and no longer automatically meaning weird sex pervert. Have you guys noticed that? What is it with people who have, like, goblin characters and making them, like, super sexualized? Oh, I don't know what this song is, but I'm digging it. Hang on, I like the chants. I'm a little bit of a sucker for chants if they're done well. This is cool. Top comment on this D&D music playlist is gotta love ads ruining a good moment. Bro, get ad block. Are you playing this on a tablet? Like there's ways around it, my friend. Oh, please. Anyway, sorry. Ranting. You're right, Sharky. Who needs people? We do. We need them. We just don't want them. It's like vegetables. We're the child at the table who's throwing our broccoli at the wall going, no, I don't want it. But mom spoils us, which is why we still play video games. I know they're the norm. But I mean, like, look, hang on. I think it's funny that you can just look up tuber now and have it not give you potatoes. I just... Hang on. If you just look up Goblin tuber, and I'm saying tuber because it could be PNG tuber or VTuber, they're different and the same, but you get anywhere from this, and ow, Dante, no. He wants to be on my lap, and I said no. He's mad at me. But then we could also have this. We could have more of this. Look at this freak right here. Look at him. We could have more of this. Don't get me wrong, it's a good design. It's a little... I mean, I know what this guy likes, right? We all know what he likes. But look! A complete mystery! We don't know anything about this freak. And it's accurate. Okay. Oh no. Oh man, Eric, I gotta be honest. I feel that. That's feral, and I've been there. Man. Let me see here. And like, don't get me wrong, it's good. There's one PNG tuber, who does, I guess it's technically Toon. Yes, this guy is so good. Hang on. First off, I'm 80% sure, 90% sure that he was actually an animator for TV. But he set up his rig so that he has all these pre-made animations of him just like goofing around and like doing stuff, so he can just like click buttons and make him do things while still talking, and it's excellent. And his show is just This Is Goblin. I'm gonna link it. I haven't really watched the show very much, but I'm just really impressed by this rig. I would love a rig like that. And you can see examples on his Twitter of him doing stuff with his rig. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Oh no. There's so many more things on here. Like, somebody made a Garfield like anime character. It looks like Garfield wearing a like a cosplay. It's really good too. Like, these are great. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, I'm looking into making something along those lines. I just am bored. Rascal Town. That sounds familiar. Boink. Oh! Oh, these are cute! I love these. Alright, this Grumpus. Hang on. This guy? Oh, hang on. I just posted him. Oh, nope. Yeah, look at him! Oh, it's horrendous. I love everything about it. The tusks are fun. His freaky eyes. Oh, man. The baubles. Oh, man. Are they pants? Is it fur? It's a mystery. We love it. We love it. Ah, dude, Madara, I feel better, bro. Yeah, don't overdo it, you know? Speaking of back pain, when's the last time you guys stood up and walked around? I don't have to. I'm working and streaming. Ha 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 ha. But you guys do. You have to. Maybe I should make them bigger still. I wonder. Hang on one second. I'm gonna be naughty. I'm gonna use the embiggen button. The embiggen tool. We are embiggening. And we're gonna end small in. Can I just drag this out? Oh, I gotta go smaller. My poor computer is good, but it's not that good. I'm assuming it's the computer that's struggling. This is like 11 by 17. No. It's 11 by 14, roughly. And, 600 DPI, so I need to be mindful that my poor computer can only do so much. I'm gonna make you a little larger. What's foreshortening? Rogue Hobbies. That's such a great name. It's cute. Okay. Alright. You know what? I feel like you've recommended Rogue Hobbies before, and I didn't get into it because... I don't know, I get distracted really easily. I know it's hard to believe, but I do get distracted really easily, so... Sometimes I might need to be reminded multiple times about certain things. Rogue Hobbies. Yes. Yes, you did. Recommend her. I'm gonna go ahead and just subscribe to her now, and I'll see more of her things. Oh, man. These are fun. Rogue Channel Radio. That's cute. I'm gonna take a break. Good. Yeah, man. Enjoy playing game. Fallout is cool. And feel better. Yeah, don't overdo it. Respect thyself. That's cool. Yeah, I dig it. There's, you know... I feel like this isn't like this isn't news, but nerdier communities have a tendency to just lean into the negativity, I think. Whether it's, you know, social negativity of like, oh, doom upon us all, things are terrible all the time, so why should I blah 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 blah. Or just, you know, we are the in-group, and therefore I just sneeze. Oh, excuse me, sorry. We are the in-group, and therefore, you have to be a certain way, and if you aren't, then we're gonna yell at you. Like, there's a lot of that in you know, historically, that's old news. And so, I appreciate the extra effort that, certain creators and groups try to, you know, be open and, you know, doors open, come in, pools open, jump in, all that kind of thing. My sister paints models sometimes, and she's really good at it. I wonder if she follows. I'm gonna find a good video in here and send it to her later. Anyway. Moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. I gotta put the other bag somewhere here. Does that work? It kinda. It kinda. Just have it face this way. This is gonna be, I'm such a stickler for consistency, and this is gonna be inconsistent, and I think it reads well enough that I can ignore that. And that's one of the skills I need to get better at, is just allowing some looseness in the vistas of my panels, essentially. When we came to the group, we turned the bullet. Yeah, no, yeah, that's definitely, there's a degree of power hungriness and territorialism that comes in with it. And I mean, like, this is an old conversation, right? Like, I remember even just, like, less than 10 years ago, it was like, but girls can't be nerds, and, you know, women in our spaces, I don't know, guys, we've been fighting this since the 80s, why should we allow it? You know, that it was a real big one. And so there was a lot of, like, conversations about sexism in you know, nerd spaces because of that territorialism. And, you know, I understand it. In a way, I appreciate and respect it. I don't respect, you know, bad actors who make it their personality and don't, like, grow. And I don't mean this specifically for sexism, but, like, for any sort of, you know, outsider, you can't be in there, or you can't sit with us, you know? But understanding where it comes from, I think, is the first step in, being Steven Universe and bridging the gap and becoming friends forever. And then if that doesn't work, then, murder. I mean, in Minecraft. But yeah. I think you're dead on with that, this part of it. I have been very lucky and have not experienced really any of that. Mostly because the nerdier things that I've been a part of, I've done with friends who are in with those things. It's not that I haven't experienced any at all, it's that it's been fairly minimal because I don't involve myself with strangers a whole lot. This last couple years, getting more involved with Discord and online groups and making friends online had been previously totally out of character for me, which has been great. Oh yeah, no, Sharky, absolutely, girls are still icky. We very much are, and we love having that power. That's not true. I think some women resent the icky. These are the same girls who say that they don't poop. But guys, I gotta tell you, we do. We do. It's okay to be ashamed, but... And you should be. It's abnormal. Nobody should poop. But here we are. That one book was the whistleblower in this whole thing. And look where they are now. Everybody poops. When was the last time you heard from that author? You have no idea. Nothing. Gone. It's a conspiracy. Sorry for the sniffles. It's just a little chilly. I forgot I had coffee. It's cold now. I ought to make some cold brew. It's really how I prefer to drink it, and I've been lazy. I need some cheesecloth or something. That was pretty good. Without that, yeah, okay, yeah. That foot still bugs me. You know what? I know how to fix this. I knew from the get-go, and I ignored it. And just put him on his tiptoes. And then the problem is solved. And then it looks like he's dragging his foot. I knew. I thought I could get away with it being tolerable, and I probably could have if I didn't look again. Yeah. I just gotta push this a little bit more, yeah. Is that tolerable? Yes. My screen's getting dirty. I'm gonna take a second here to clean my screen. Oh, dude, yeah, no. So many women disrespect the bathroom. I think it's because there's this sort of, mentality of we're just automatically cleaner, so it's not that bad. But, like, Women's public restrooms can be so awful. It's also, you know what it is? I think it's partly because women spend more time in the restroom. You know, my understanding is that men, you know, they go in, they do their due, and they leave. Maybe they wash their hands, maybe they don't. Looking at you guys, okay? I don't care. I don't care. Always, 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 always. But, women, we go in, we sit down, we do our due, okay? And then we lean in and we do stuff in the mirror. Sometimes we have stuff that we have to do that involves throwing things out in the actual stall. Sometimes we just drop stuff. Some people don't have the etiquette to flush. I don't know where that comes from, okay? Public bathrooms are not always bad because the staff oftentimes does a really good job. But I've gone into some places like grocery store bathrooms. Ladies, some of you guys leave some scary things. Water on the counters, that's a really big annoying thing for me because people will wash their hands and then they go to get soap and then they leave all this water all over the counter and they don't wipe it up after. I've seen parents go into the restroom and make their kids clean up the water, and that was nice, but the adults don't follow through on that. Like, come on. It's somebody's job, I get it, but it's like, it's also somebody's job to get the cart, and you should still put that away. What are you doing? Leaving it out like that. Bad example. Yeah. No. There's some horror stories. Though, I think the worst thing I ever found in a bathroom still happened in somebody's home. I was, Hey, don't claw my chair, okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? Aw, buddy. Oh, shaky tail. Sorry, it's my cat. Who's clawing at my chair. I think the worst thing... You know what, I'm not gonna tell this story. It's just a little bit gross, and, you know, it's not totally his fault. There's an older man I lived with for a little while. He was having some issues. But we're gonna go ahead and stop there. Oh, yeah. Oh, bench with reading material. Oh, dude, you know what? I had to describe to somebody that some public women's restrooms have a lounge area where there's like almost like a waiting room where you can like sit and read. Sometimes there's like couches and stuff. And this is at like, I've seen this at malls mostly, but part of it is, oh, where else did I see this? Some like luxury place. It's like, I just need a break. I need to go and settle down and just have a break. Men don't need breaks. Men don't get lounges. That makes me sad a little bit, because, like, I bet you guys would love to have, like, a little loungy area in a bathroom, so, like, if you're, like, at, like, a family dinner or something, and it just gets to be a little bit overwhelming because, I don't know, Mima is going on and on about her blisters, and, your cousin is yelling, but he's 4, so it's fine, and nobody's really mad, but it gets to be, like, too much, and you're like, okay, buddy, I need to, like, take a minute. So you go to the bathroom, and rather than sitting on the toilet, where it may or may not have a seat, and it might be cold and kind of annoying, and that like, horrible echo that they have sometimes, okay? Instead, there's, like, a little couch, like a little bench, you know? Maybe there's a place you can charge your phone a little bit, you know? It's such an opportunity for a moment of respite. Because it's not the water closet. It's the rest room, okay? It's the rest room. Yeah, absolutely there should be an impromptu Smash Brothers tournament space. Fruit everywhere on the ground. Welcome back. Okay, on to the hard part. No. Yes. What time is it? Oh, I'm doing good. Okay, cool. I have to stop a little bit before 2 o'clock. What time do I work today? I've got to get ready for work at around then. I'm just gonna double check and make sure I've got my schedule right here. Oh, hey. 1 second. I forgot to tell my clients that I'm streaming again. I'm gonna... He texted me to check in about yesterday. He had fun. He kind of chimed in. Oh, let me check the time first so I can tell him how long I'll be doing this for. Let's see. When am I leaving today? Today is Tuesday. Oh, yeah, so about 2 o'clock. Okay. So that's, it's 11:40 right now. So I've got a couple hours. Okay. Alright, let me, just shoot him this email real quick. See, I meant to do this earlier and it just left my brain. Excellent connection. If I can stream again tonight, I will. I have the sneaking suspicion I won't be able to, just because it'll be in the evening. I don't remember if I'm supposed to hang out with my Nana tonight either. I think it's Friday, though. I like to go to my Nana's place at least once a week to, we'll have Murder Mystery Night. So we'll pop on some Poirot, or, there's a really cute one that has some of the same writers as the really good Poirot show called Rosemary and Thyme, about two older ladies who have kind of a gardening business, and they go around looking at plants and helping people with their problems, but then also a lot of the time those problems end up being murder or crime. Mostly it's been murder so far. But it's really delightful. It's very fun. It's ever so British. It's very, very cute. But we just finished up the most recent season of Only Murders in the Building, which has been a delight. I've been enjoying it. It's very much a cartoon show. Like the first season, they didn't care about things like gloves or DNA or tampering with evidence, but they'll bring it up whenever it's like convenient. But it's fun, and it works, and it's just like a light, loose time as far as these kinds of shows are concerned. So I think you can get away with it. It's, like I said, it's very much a cartoon, despite being a live-action show. I'm a little bit bummed that we finished the season, because I was really enjoying watching a comedy with her. I might bring a movie next time. She likes westerns too. I don't know if she's ever seen Lonesome Dove, but I started watching it again recently and I didn't finish it. And I'd definitely start over for her if she wanted to. Are there any western murder mysteries? Like, I think technically, no. Never mind. I don't know. It'd be cool to see. I like murder mysteries that are like historical, where they actually try to make it kind of accurate to what they would do at the time. I think Pale Blue Eye did a little bit of that, but I didn't finish it, so I could be wrong. I'd love a good... Oh, you know what? I haven't seen The Thin Man in a long time, and I bet she'd love to watch... I know she already likes it. I bet she'd love to watch it with me. Mayor of East Town. I have not, and now I'm going to look that up. Wait. This actress looks familiar. Oh, no, I'm mixing her up with somebody. No, I have not seen it yet, and now I'm gonna look it up. She doesn't have HBO, but, I also might be able to facilitate making sure that we can watch it. There we go. Come on. Had it and I lost it. I almost had it anyway. This right here, what I'm doing, going back and forth on some of these lines, is a really good reason why I should maybe print out some of my pencils and try doing them in ink. Like, I really ought to make the time to do that kind of practice, and, I think I will. My printer isn't working right now, but, maybe I can give it a good cleaning. I might have to take it apart a little bit, because we tried doing, there's a printer cleaning setting on it that we can make it do it for us. I don't like how that mouth is so wide. But it didn't really work. It did a little bit. Am I overthinking that? No, not really. Yeah, no, that looks weird. Let's just do her top teeth. Ew, no, no, no. Bottom teeth, definitely. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, okay. I don't need as much of the top teeth, though, given the angle. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh! I don't remember her name, but I know exactly who you're talking about. Cool, good. Yeah, she's a good actress. I'm glad that she's still working. Manic. I maybe made a mistake making her pupils so small. I could probably get away with it. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's fine. Okay, cool. I was overthinking it. There we go. Does it ever get annoying when I talk to myself while I'm talking to you guys? Where I'm just sitting here like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, her teeth are too big or too small. Yeah. Like, I feel like if it were me watching a stream, it wouldn't bother me, but, I like knowing your guys' thoughts, because I am also trying to cultivate this as something of a content thing at the same time. Tell me how I'm acting. Tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm good. Thank you. I think fun shape's fun. my lines right now on the circumference of my character, the peripheral of my character, Jane here in the front, is too skinny right now. Ultimately, I need to make sure that my ratio has a wider scale on her and this guy, Kazee, because they're so much closer than this guy. Like, I want to keep that ratio down beyond the spot blacking I've been doing. But also her outfit's mostly black, so I'm gonna be changing the line width after I get my preliminary stuff down, so that way I can figure out arms. Do it well. I don't want to just predict it. Okay, Eric. Thank you. That's very validating. I will take your word for it. Speaking of women's restrooms, I'll be right back. I should probably make some, like, pause screens and stuff. I'm getting there. We're gonna take this seriously, so I will be right back. Oh, and just a reminder, in case you are as absent-minded as I am, if you're drawing or doing anything else and you haven't saved your work, now is the time. I just saved, so should you. Goodbye! Hello again. Let me just take a second to put my hoodie back on. Well, I'm cold. Oh no, I'm lost! Oh my gosh. Sorry. It's really big, and I couldn't find the head opening, but I found it. We're good. Alright. Sleeves initiated. Where's my glove? Oh, my wonderful glove. And headphones. Necessary headphones. And hoodie, because I'm cold. I am very tempted just to wear this overly stuffed hoodie to work with me. Like, it's just chilly. It's not even that bad. It's just me. I'm chilly. And I left my hat somewhere. Where did I leave my hat? Oh, sick. I think I left it in my car. Okay, good. Cool. Cool. Okay. Okay. Just adjusting my headphones in my hood. It's just a little funky. I think we're good enough. Okay. Alright. Continuing. On to the action. Thrilling line placement. Sensual line economy. Spot blacking. Welcome to GrossGiirl's channel. It has action grip. And tangents, but we're gonna go ahead and pretend like it doesn't. Because I can do this! Ha 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 ha! It's fine. No tangent. I tricked you. Where's my lady? Hi, lady. Yeah, I'm getting too cute with this. Okay. I would probably get copyright warned if I put on the soundtrack to Hollow Knight, right? Like, I know that it's less likely with video games, but that's gonna change. And they're really big now. Yeah, man, go for it. I still have a bunch of my old sketchbooks from when I was a kid. And, I've got a few, like, manga panel studies I did in there, and it's mostly from Akira and, Full Metal. I didn't do it a lot. I really should have. I had this sort of mentality that I had to do pretty much exclusively original work all the time forever. So I never really indulged in fan art either. I'm trying to do better about that because, A, it's networking, and B, it's fun. It is fun. And, yeah. I ought to do it. Just really bad about it. Mostly just because, like, when I have time to do artwork of my own, I tend to just want to draw people with floppy dinosaurs. That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. But there's a difference between game audio and the soundtrack, though, right? Like, well, I mean, I guess the, whatever bot or algorithm or whatever they use to check these things probably can't differentiate between the sounds. They just hears, is that the song? Is it present? Then yes. So, that's probably right. You know what? I don't have any strikes on this channel. Why don't we give it a go? Because it's just good. I still haven't finished Hollow Knight yet. But I wish to. I might do the DLC. I haven't decided yet. Okay. Let's see. Let's experiment. I think what I would really like from OBS, I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to this is loud. Hang on. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. I'm trying to dock the YouTube Studio Live account to, like, the window to the side on OBS, and I can't. I can do the side and then upper half or lower half, and that's it. And that's really annoying. I'd like to do it just vertically. Oh well. Can I would like to view. Okay. Dock, scene, controls, stats, YouTube live. Okay. Scene selection, tools. Okay, well, I'll check out about the chat later. I just got distracted. I have a music game, and otherwise I haven't. Dude, I think I got one strike on my other channel, and I don't even remember what it was from. It may have been from a video I shared, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was from music, though. And then I got a bunch of warnings, and a lot of those warnings were, in my opinion, really annoying and stupid. But legally speaking, technically correct. For example, I was playing classical music. Oh, I remember now. There was a classical playlist I did, and it was like, you have too many strikes, you have too many warnings, I'm sorry, you get a strike. It was really annoying. Too many restriction things. And it was one that claimed to be DMCA free. And so then I switched to a public domain radio, and they had a choice between jazz and classical, and I chose the classical, and technically it wasn't actually public domain. The piece itself was, but the recording was not, because the recording was modern and done by a particular studio. It got restricted, and if I were monetized, that money would have gone to somebody else, which I just find so very frustrating. But how do hips work? Anyway. It was annoying. But it's fine now. for now. I don't know. I'm gonna be trying to be more cognizant of what music I play on YouTube because I would like to strive eventually for monetization. I'm not specifically doing that right now because my main goal is just time management and habit building and a creative outlet. Somewhere I can rant about art and people's ability to do it without talking the ear off of whomever I'm currently staring dead in the eyes to. Mostly my students or Will. So you guys get to hear it. Tangent. It's a pretty bad one. Let's get the important part first, and maybe I can avoid it. I mean, honestly, dude, Chainsaw Man's a good one to learn from. Like, it's just got a lot of good, appealing choices in that artwork. Oh, sure, yeah, yeah. And I don't really even mean just the manga either, like, the show also. I mean, the show's pretty close to the manga stylistically, at least, like, in terms of, like, design and shape choices. Obviously, it doesn't do the same line work and shading. But, and that's just based off of what little I've seen. Again, like, I've only ever seen the first, like, 2-3 episodes. And I haven't read a whole lot, but I've seen panels just kind of around. It's very organic sort of look to it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I like where this guy's going. Okay. Swing. Come on. Give me that swing. Wow. There it is. Yeah. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There is a third-party controller company. That makes some really cool things. Cody, I do, actually. Pathfinder was my first, tabletop game I've ever really sat down and played for more than one session. I've only really been in two. One Pathfinder and one, D&D group. I think we're playing... I can't remember if we're playing 3.5 or 5. Or 4. I have to look it up, but, the answer is yeah. I know what it is. I'm not so familiar that I could tell you the differences between it and some of D&D. My recollection is that it's supposed to be closer to 3.5, but I could be wrong. My current D&D group plays so sparsely. It'd be nice to play like another group, another game on occasion. I just have to make sure I leave time out for the other crew, because I think we're meeting up again slowly. Scheduling, it's been hard. I was about to look something up. What was I gonna look up? Hang on. I'm having such a brain fart. It was gonna be something useful. What was I gonna do? I'm going to scream. Oh well, doesn't matter. If it's important, I'll remember it again. I mean, or I won't, but I don't think it was important. I think I was gonna look up something else, and I can't remember what it was. I think this is Green Path. I want to say this is Green Path. Yeah, this is Green Path. I really love this piece. It's just a beautiful, very good, background music. And I'm a sucker for these strings, too. Like, these are so good. There's a similar, kind of sting, I guess it would be called, in, Threads of Fate. Threads of Fate's an old game from sometime in the late 90s. I want to say, like, 98. In Japan, it's called Dew Prism. But essentially, you play as one of two characters, and the story changes and your interactions with other characters change in the cutscenes. And what you do change a little bit between both stories, depending on if you play Rue or Mint. Rue is an amnesiac who is taken in by a woman named Claire, and they have a good, happy life together in a little cottage in the woods. And one day she's murdered by some freak, and he wants to seek out the Dew Prism to make a wish to bring her back. Mint is a spoiled brat princess who gets kicked out of her kingdom and banned from becoming queen because her attitude is really poor. And her younger sister, Maya, is heir to the throne now. And she's really mad about it, so she wants to seek out the Dew Prism in order to make a wish to become queen of the whole world. And their stories kind of collide as they, you know, are seeking the same thing, and then you start to find out that there's some nefarious forces that are also seeking it or are protecting it. I forget the exact thing. And you have to beat them to it, lest they end up getting their wish, which I forget what it is. And it's really, really good. And one of the final stages has this musical, like, moment in the I think it's technically the last dungeon, where it just has a similar violin, like, it's like really whimsical, but it's not overly whimsical, it's dramatic. I think it's my favorite piece in the whole game. And it makes me think of that in Green Path whenever I hear it. Oh yeah, no, Madara, I'm talking about a different game. Dew Prism, Threads of Fate was in the late 90s. I know that, Hollow Knight's much more recent. That'd be really impressive if a game in the late 90s looked like Hollow Knight. I don't like this ear anymore. That seems out of place. Seems like it's too high now. Like, I want his ears to kind of perk up and drip down with his mood. But the base of them is, like, right here, which means I'm gonna have to move that eyebrow a little bit. Is that close enough? Yes, I can work with that. Okay. I've heard that it is accessible. I don't know enough about DMing to say whether or not that holds true. I've never DM'd anything myself. I'd love to. It'd be fun, but I think I would need a babysitter. I would need somebody who knows the game more than I do in order to do it. But if you end up putting together a game and need players, let me know. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Ah. Pardon-moi. Ugh, so good. Oh, to work for them. Oh, well, in that case, keep going. Yeah, no, you... I feel like I knew what you meant, and I just didn't think about it. Yes, I think you should target that, and you should do it. I think you would do well with it. And yeah, I think, games are a good stepping stone for this kind of work. I know that, there's a lot of people who make, like, indie there are people who do indie TTRPG games as well, who are regularly looking for work, or artists to do work. Oh my god. That would be, I think, a good place for you to do stuff too. I think you're already doing that though, aren't you? Which is good. Because that's kind of what was happening with the monsters piece, right? Don't forget to save. I think you should also look at that Disney one, Lorcana. They've got a pretty wide variety of artists as well, and it seems like not a bad one to get work from. I don't know enough about it to say definitively, like, whether or not it's a good or bad gig as far as, like, logistics. But as far as portfolio, I'm willing to bet that you would fit in and also do good work and also get work from it if you were to get it, you know, feeding into the next things. Oh yeah, Madara, that's, it's not a bad thing, you know. Game dev is good. The thing is, indie, like, starting off, do your own thing. Dev is not one job. Dev is many jobs. If you're gonna do game dev, you're gonna be wearing many, many hats. And if you don't want to wear many, many hats, you better have the funding to buy people who wear the hats that you don't want to wear. Like, freelance art is brutal enough. I think freelance video game is worse because nobody's hiring you to make games. You have to either be a programmer that other people who want to design the game need, or you yourself have to put in the funding. Like, it's different. Some people manage it with Kickstarter or Patreon eventually, but it's so not as socially accessible as art is. Like, I can sit here and I can stream and talk to you guys. People who do game dev, it's not that they can't do it. I think that the market for people interested in watching people program and test games and stuff is lower. It's hard. It's very hard. Why? I think maybe her structure was never good, and I just tricked myself into thinking it was. Okay. She's on. Nope, never mind. I'm just crazy. Got my straight. Where's my curves? Curve. There we go. There we go. We can make it work. I can trick people into thinking I'm good at this. I'm just kidding. It's because I am good at this. I like video games, but I wouldn't like making them. Yeah, oh yeah, honestly. Working on games can be a lot of fun. I can't say I've been there in the capacity that it would be working at a studio, like an established studio, indie or not, because the ways in which I've worked on games is very unstructured. But the games that I have worked on, when I did good work and it was consistent, I've enjoyed. It can be a little messy, as an artist, if you don't have somebody who can communicate. And at the very beginning, who I was working with was not a strong communicator, and it's not entirely his fault. I mean, it was just like a whole new endeavor for everybody involved. I'm going to warn you guys now, if you are going to start a studio with your friends, do all your research, communicate, and when you walk through that door, some of your friendship has got to be left at home, just a little bit. Like, it's not that you guys can't have fun and mess around while you're working or whatever, but at a certain point, you gotta work. You got a job to do. You gotta communicate. You gotta, like, offices have hierarchies and systems for a reason, and it's not just because that's bureaucracy, man. It's because it helps keep the workflow going. And that was one of our mistakes when we did it, and it was a little rough. I had a bunch of other stuff I was going through at the same time too that ended up making me leave, but that was part of it. Do I also do more painted stuff? I do. Not as often as I'd like. Here's a couple things. Nothing that I would call a like a full composition, right? I do color stuff. Here's a closer look at that rabbit I use as a an icon on Discord. I did this on Procreate. This was fun. On Instagram, I have this portrait I did of, wow, why can't I remember his name? Screaming Jay Hawkins. Just brain fartiest of brain farts. This one I also did in Procreate. This was fun. This is the first time I ever did anything, like, as a realistic study in a few years that I really sat down and worked over. And, it turned out really well. Like, I surprised myself. I do a lot of fundamental work at work, but I don't invoke it very often because of all the cartooning I do for fun. And that was enjoyable to like lean into it a little bit. I kind of wish I finished that snake more, but I got bored and I was on a train and my trip was ending, so. And then, blah, 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 open. This one I did recently. This Anya I did for, one of the thumbnails for, one of Will's videos. This was really fun. It's nice and loose. I forgot her patches, but, I think it turned out really well. And I didn't fill in her eyelashes over here on that side either, but nobody noticed because it was small. And then, this one was a lot of fun. This is the one I did for, the most recent video. I really like this more color pencil look when I get going. I ought to do more. Thank you. I also really like the texture too. Because I'm good at it and I have fun doing it. I tend to put more effort into the things I have to pay bills with because that's just it's what I have to do. I don't remember what I was doing with this. I don't love it now, but I think I could turn it into something I do love. I wanted to draw a hag, and I need to finish her because it's fun. I don't know. I ought to finish that one. I actually forgot that was there until I looked at it now. Let me see. What else do I got? Go get rid of that. Do not save. Nobody save, everybody. Let's see. And that was just this year. This isn't painted, per se, but this Grendel, for the game I was talking about. I think that's actually where the concept came from, was that previous doodle, that face. Like, that wasn't Grendel that I was drawing, but I ended up reusing that caricature for, like, the face. It's got the same shapes for the most part. He's gnarly, too. I forgot. I, like, added scars and shit all over the place. It was gross. He's icky. Weird hand feet. I think this might be one of my favorite things I did this year. It's just so gross. Do I have any of the other doodles of him? Yeah! Oh, man. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Sorry, I'm not here to toot my own horn. I just, when I'm happy with something that I like, I'm really happy. You know? Eric says, any business that tries to recruit you by saying that we're like a family here means that they want you to do unpaid work. Yeah, yes, yep, yeah. We're like a family. We do each other favors. Don't do that. I think that we're like a family should be about support, you know? We have a structure to support you and uplift and whatever. But I think that's what they want you to think it means. It's like, yeah, we have fun here, guys. And also, if something goes wrong, just talk to us. But I haven't worked for a lot of studios or offices. I've been pretty much freelance off and on for the last 10 years or so, in some degree or another. And so I can't say this with any backed experience. But my observation tells me that, oh my god, I'm brain farting. Oh yeah, an office or studio environment, in the same way that if somebody's cool, they don't have to tell you that they're cool. If somebody's fun, they don't have to tell you that they're fun. If they're supportive, they don't have to tell you that they're supportive. If they're a good company, there are tells, and them telling you isn't necessarily a red flag, but it isn't necessarily true either. So We're Like a Family became a red flag because it's them trying to tell you that they're good. We're good. We're good. We're promised. I promise that we're good. Please, you'll like us. Please. It feels like desperation and disingenuousness. Again, having not really worked for a company that ever calls itself that. But I read a lot, okay? And I hear you. I hear you because we're like a family. Okay, thank you for stopping by, Madara. I hope you have a lovely evening. Pretty sure. I think you're like 6 hours ahead of me. Something like that. Oh, right, there's this. I did not structure this drawing, and you can really tell. Can I trick you? Hopefully. Ba 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 ba. Okay. I gotta scoot that over. I got room. I got room. Oh. That actually works. It's not what I wanted, but it works. Yeah. There you go. That's where you go. Okay. Do studios really have in-house, like, positions for artists anymore? Like, I feel like they do, but they're so minimal, and the amount of artists who are searching for that, the likelihood is just very low. But it's not something that I've sought out for a very long time, so I can't say definitively, and I'm really curious. Like, is there somebody out there who's just the Magic the Gathering artist or whatever? I know that for comic studios, that's kind of the case, that they still have a few in-house people who are like, you are just the DC comic artist for this now. But is that still technically freelance too, or are they under, like, a different tax bracket? Slam. My understanding is that for the most part, the artist industry is categorized more into style and what jobs seek out that style, and less about this is a video game artist, this is a an animation artist, this is a whatever artist, you know? Like, concept design is a name that pops up in multiple industries, but concepts for Hasbro is different than concept for Hasbro's video game selection, or, you know, whatever, AAA game versus TV cartoon, commercials, whatever. So, that would make sense to me. We are all mercenaries, doing what we gotta do. This arm is too thick, I think. Doo-doo-doo-doo. How about I do his hands first, and then I'll do hers? Well, this is dramatic. Is it too dramatic? Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense, too. I mean, that's kind of, it's become a hobby art, you know, like nobody does. You're talking about cell painting, right? You know, it's funny, for a brief moment, a friend of mine and I were talking about what it would take to make a game that does traditional animation in the same way that Cuphead did. And I had to break it to him that Cuphead, while pencil animated everything, they did all the, I think they inked it by hand, but then they colored it in, Photoshop. I might be wrong, they may have inked it digitally too, but, we were still talking about what it would take to do cell animation for a game anyway, because, I mean, it's feasible, it's just a lot of work. And I brought this up to, somebody I know who had actually worked in 2D animation while it was still a thing, like he worked on, some TV shows and stuff. And I mentioned, like, yeah, we were actually thinking about maybe doing it with cells, just because, why not? And he looked at me like, why would you ever want to do that? Like, we happily switched to digital when we had the chance. Like, paper animation's great. We love that, but, the inking and coloring part of it, the logistics were so insane. Like, just trying to make sure, for example, that the ink, that the actual painting was consistent. So essentially, there's a thing you might notice in some older shows that you may not notice as often in movies from the same time, that, let's say, like, Yogi Bear moves his arm and it's a slightly different shade of brown than the rest of his fur. That was a shortcut they ignored. It was somebody's job not only to make sure that they had the color all mixed and they had enough for it for the movie, or show or whatever. You know, they would pre-mix, like, just a ton of all the colors for each character, for each scene in which the lighting was a certain way, if they had different changes. It was also somebody's job, probably the same person, to make sure that they had extra colors that were just shifted enough to account for how the plastic cell was going to affect the way they were photographed. And so, for shows like the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, just as an example, they just didn't do that. And so when something moved, the color would shift a little bit, because the plastic read differently in the camera. But for films, they either used less layering or accounted for that shift. Their camera was also potentially better, but I can't speak to that with knowledge. It's just an assumption on my part. But it was somebody's job to do that. You could account for that change in color, and they had to know how it was going to change each color too. So if Yogi Bear lifts his arm and it changes to be slightly lighter and paler, they have to make sure they have a one that's a little bit darker, a little bit more vibrant, so that when it made that shift, it would not be so obvious. That blew my mind. That also turned me off of the idea of doing a cell-painted animation, because that's a lot more than I can do. I mean, we have the ability to do that digitally now, and it wouldn't be too bad, but why add the extra step? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the look. I think, you know, that little bit of organicness was always better. But at the time, they didn't do it because of that organicness, or because of you know, aesthetic choices or whatever. That's just what they had. And I'm certain that at the time, if they had the idea, or not the idea, the ability to do something that was cleaner, they would have. Which is probably partly why, the moment that digital became accessible, and still a 2D animation, like, studios jumped at that. And it was, if I remember correctly, Princess Mononoke introduced it, you know, they penciled it, but there's not really any cells for it. Pretty sure. And then Disney came out with Lion King with their new system, which I believe was called CATS, computer animation something something something. And they went harder with it because they had like shading and stuff, where you know, Mononoke did shading, but it was like cell shading. They didn't do any gradients or anything. Also, they didn't do a lot of CG in it, like 3D CG, where did no, I don't think Lion King did. Lion King did for some of the for some of the wildebeest, I think, during the stampede. I'll have to watch it again. Yeah, it's just, it's such a hassle. Like, there are still studios, in particularly in Japan, that do pencil animation for everything. But yeah, you're right. It's not really, I venture to pretty safely assume that there aren't any studios, any major studios that do cell work anymore. I think that's gonna change. I think they're gonna get a couple of indie groups, like art groups, that decide to do a thing with cells because there's this push and want for more handmade product, more handmade art, and I think that's gonna end up becoming a thing, even just for a short time, even as just part of the, I don't want to say novelty, because I'm willing to bet that any art group that does this for, you know, their game or their short, it's more than a novelty, and I think that's fair. But I think it's gonna end up happening again. It'll pop up. Whether or not I think it's going to last, that's a question. I'm curious. I don't have enough info on deciding that factor, I suppose, I would say. Can I be happy with that? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay. Don't forget to save. I did. I haven't played it, but I did see that, and man, that's insane. Because I have seen the effort it takes to do that. There was an animator during, I don't remember if she did this during COVID or during the strike. I guess really either, it could have been. But she did. Let me see if I can find her because she was excellent. The nice thing about embroidery machines is that if you give it a pattern, it can do a lot of things. Oh no, you're saying cross stitch though. Oh, that's different. Hang on. Let me look it up. I found a video game cross-stitch, like, blanket. That's cute. I like it. Hang on. You sure you don't mean embroidery? Ah, yes, you mean embroidery. Yeah, so the embroidery machines, you can give it a design, and I think they technically will just do it automatically. I don't know to what degree, like, it's still a hands-on process, and it's still a lot of work. They still had to animate it, and color code it, and you know, pick everything. It looks like all the characters are embroidered, but the backgrounds are painted. Potentially even traced a little bit, but it looks cool. This is, Oh, that snake looks really cool. You want to give me the name of the game? All Stitched Up. Oh, their logo for their game studio is also embroidered Scarlet Deer in. That's cute. Yeah. Here, for those of you in the audience, should have done this earlier. Isn't that cool? Like, it's a bad quality photo, because it's just from a blog, but, here's an example of them making it here. Oh. Yeah, oh, whoops. Let's do it this way. Yeah, isn't that cool? It's pretty. And yeah, it's a lot of work. I'm fascinated by it. The direction of the stitching can also be an interesting effect. Like, you can see where they go with the sleeve here. It looks really cool, and they have it going the opposite direction for the dress, like this kind of tunic part. Let me see if I can look up the animator that I was talking about earlier, who may or may not be involved with this game. I don't know. Embroidered animation. Yeah, this was fun. So here's some of the frames. A little dancing bat. Will it give me the GIF? Hello? Yes, Make Magazine, thank you. Will you link me to her account, please? Dear Make Magazine, why are you so slow? Okay, it's on Vimeo for some reason, but here we go. Here we go, guys. This is her bat. And I'm gonna bring it over so y'all can see. Look at this. Look at him go. Isn't that cute? It is so much work. But it's so good. Oh, look at that smear, too. Like, she plants smears in this. You can see them. There's a couple of them around. Because, I guess if you can embroider it, you can do it. It's just whatever works. But, still, animation is a lot of work, and I respect everybody who can do it and do it well. Hell, even looking at people who do just, like, that limited, like, I'll just draw a quick doodle of a thing, to go with it. Like, there's animatics, essentially. That's still also a lot of work. I started doing one recently, for a thing that I'm doing, and, it's hard. I'm having a hard time, guys. Oh. Just like I'm having a hard time figuring out how this arm works because I put the elbow too far back and the wrist is way down here, and we're just gonna have to grin and bear it. I'm gonna put the hand in and fix the arm after. It's just the easier option. Is her hand too small? Maybe. Does it matter? Not yet. There's no such things as mistakes when you're digital. Just more work. Tangent can go fuck itself. Get out of here. Fuck you, Tangent. Be gone. Yeah, okay. Yeah, her hand is too small. That's okay. That's what this is for. That's what this is for. Look out. Oh, come on. There it is. Okay. Is that too big? It's not great, but you know what? I think it's okay. I can adjust it. Gonna clean that up. Am I on time? 1 o'clock. Okay, cool. Fiddling. I really shouldn't be doing that right now. Sorry, 1 second. Stretch. Sorry, 1 second. I know my keyboard's like right by the mic, sorry. Oh, cool. Nim in the Discord just shared this kind of glowing dice shaker that she's been making. And it's just really sick. Like, look at this. That's rad. That's really fun. Okay. Do not say it. I got distracted. Having a a semi-important conversation with my partner on Discord too. He just keeps chiming in every so often, and I just wanted to make sure that he knows that I see it. But at the same time, I can't share it, so, you know, here we are. I've noticed that some artists like to save their, like, finalizing their spot blacking for the end. Like, there's just one person, I don't remember their name, and I feel bad because their work is really, really good. But they think they work primarily in Procreate, and they'll, have the spot blacking, but they'll gray it out and then finish their inking. Which is, like, fair. I feel like I need it a little bit as I go, though, because it makes it easier for me to sort of pinpoint certain details to have all the contrast at my hands, or at least a lot more of it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm kinda hungry. I should consider picking up a snack before I go to work. Where's my thing? There it is. Oops, wrong color. This feels maybe a little too dramatic. It's getting a little bit distracting, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to D&D. Combat, Tavern, that's live though. Festival Town, let's do that one. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was checking on some stream stuff too. Just making sure I'm not getting any notifications that I'll miss. Because sometimes they'll if it gives you a notification, sometimes it'll just straight up pause your stream until you acknowledge it. At least I feel like it did that to me in the past. I can't remember exactly now, but it was really annoying. This is going to be a pose that'll be a little bit tough to work with, because most of her outfit is dark. I'm hoping I can kind of flub a few things, like I might throw in a couple of highlights where I typically wouldn't, and see if that maybe helps. But for the moment, I'm going to just rely on the white line and see how that looks. Oh, I remember what I was gonna look up earlier when I was like, what am I doing? There was a Bluetooth controller company, 8-Bit Do, that some of their controllers, because it's all Bluetooth, you can use them as sort of a toolbox for when you're working on Procreate or even on your computer. If it's got Bluetooth, you can use it and just sort of assign each button to a particular job for working in art. To the point where they actually advertise it because it's been popularized. They're, I think it's their minis. Let me see if I can find Bluetooth. Yeah, they're micros, whatever. These cute little rectangular ones. I'm gonna share that too. I've not picked one up yet to try myself, but let me bring over again for those of you in the future who can't see or click links or whatever. These guys, and they're small. They're like about the size of a Joy-Con. Oh, okay? Cool, good, yeah. Do you use these larger ones, like larger quotes, or like the mini, like the real small ones, the 02? Because those are really teeny tiny. But I've been considering picking one up, and you've got this cute yellow one that I kind of want. I probably won't pick it up for a little bit just because I have bills to pay, but I just, the way I'm set up, I've got like a little keyboard here, and I have to like rotate, so I'm drawing kind of at a corner, and it gets to be uncomfortable. And I don't like using the buttons on the tablet because then I have to keep lifting my arm up, and it's not always comfortable. And I don't... My tablet spins. Yeah. That's exactly what I would use it for, too. That's the same. Cool, okay. I'm going to keep that on my, to buy list. Or perhaps even my Christmas list, because people are going to start asking, and I don't know what to tell them. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, I don't know if my mic picks up when I use my keyboard. I'm assuming it does, because they're right next to each other. My keyboard's a little bit loud. You know? But, oh gosh. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I want to, but I like my iPad. I do. I have an easier time with certain types of work when I move on to my computer. Like, I don't think I could ink this comic on Procreate and be comfortable, but I could do other things. I could definitely pencil and be fine. Painting's good. Anything that, like, doesn't require a certain degree of absolute, precision. I did ink one piece recently on my tablet, and it actually, like... I'm sorry, on the iPad. And it turned out really well. And then I started coloring it, and I got a little bit lost in what I wanted from it, but that was user error. That was just me not knowing what I wanted. Wrong button, wrong button. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted again. This music sounds a little bit like the Fantastic Mr. Fox soundtrack. I think it's mostly just this part here. We can make it look like technology by putting a bunch of rectangles on it. Technology. Could do a better job at making it look rectangular by cleaning up these sides. plasma chains. Cause it looks cool and no other reason. Maybe I can use that light source as a means to, oopsies, clarify this more. Maybe I should scoot his butt down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Helps anyway. That's so sweet. I was checking to make sure I'm not missing anything important on my phone for right before work. Sometimes I get info about like so-and-so's not coming, or whether or not class has like, you know, anything last minute, can he come in early or whatever. And I just like to double check so I don't miss anything. Like I said earlier, I was telling my I guess I should say mother-in-law, because like my partner's mother, but we're not married, but like we've been together for so long, you know what I mean? So anyway, so my mother-in-law sent out the official invite to Thanksgiving, and I had to let her know, like, I'm previously engaged. I'm sorry, I'll be missing it, but I'm sending a dish. And she sent me a message back, like, take a break! You don't need to make a dish! It's like, that's really sweet. That's kind of her. I'm making cookies. So, I'm gonna send them cookies. I might have to make a separate gluten-free batch, but I'm not gonna do that from scratch. If I look into it, it's easy to do from scratch, then I will, but it sounds like it might be more ingredients than I can do right now, but I don't know. But I think some of the people showing up are gluten-free, and I just want to make sure that they all get a chance at something desserty, and so many desserts are not in line with that, and it's a bummer. Plus, if I make it and it's good, then I can make it again in the future, and that'd be nice. Yeah, no, she's lovely. She's a hard ass, but like in a really good way. Like, I don't mean that as like a detriment. Like, she's tough. And she's really cool. Like, she's definitely a role model. That's not to say that my mom also isn't a role model. She absolutely is. But she's just not who I was talking about right now. I love my mom. Yeah, no, I love Jamie. She's fantastic. She put herself through, college at UCLA while being a, single mother of, 4, post-divorce, and that's tough. But I think it's partly what made her into the tough-as-nails, you know, woman that she is today. I don't think that's the only thing. I think you have to be tough to do that anyway. Maybe it just helped her discover that. I don't know. But, she's very, very empathetic, but also no nonsense when necessary. I want to see if I've got time to stop for food on the way out to work here real quick, and I'm getting close enough that I want to do that, because I might need to stop a little early to eat, but if I can just grab something on the way, then I will. So, 1 second. I'm just going to check a couple things. I know it's super unprofessional of me to check my phone whilst streaming, but... Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll make something on the way. I'll make something. Okay. Yeah. This is looking pretty good. Wrong color. How you doing, Nim? I saw your dice shaker. It looks really cool. Like, the color is really pretty. Especially if that color is accurate to how it is in real life. Like, that'd be really cool. Because I know cameras tend to pick up things different. There's an ulterior motive I have to wanting to make sure I send a dish with Will to Thanksgiving. Between myself, Will, and his brother, we have a little bit of a competition. It's getting a little bit less friendly every year, and I'll take it. I'll take it. It's fun. It's funny. Where we all make some kind of dessert. It seems to be baked goods. I don't really know when it kind of remained baked goods. I don't think that's like a rule. I might make a dessert that's not baked at some point, but this time I'm making cookies. And there's a secret to winning, and that's not to overcomplicate it. Like, sometimes the most basic things are the best things, and that's partly why I'm just making chocolate chip cookies. Just gonna make it really good. But I want to win. There's no prize. I just want bragging rights. I won last year too. I made a it was supposed to be a blackberry cobbler, but I did it wrong and it became a blackberry buckle instead, where it's like kind of mixed in with the cake. And it turned out really good. But the only reason why it turned out really, really good is because I put in too much sugar and everybody seemed to love that, so I won. Like, you could taste the difference. It almost tasted like eating bread made from sweetened condensed milk. Like, it was just so sweet. But, it was caramelized. There were berries in it. It was good. But, if I presented it to, like, a patissier? If I presented it to a professional, they would probably pinpoint that right away. Ooh. Yeah, you know what, Nim? Whenever you feel like sending that over, just hit me up on Discord. Cupcake would also be a good separate thing, because I have cupcake tins, and we've not used them in years. But we have them in different sizes. And I don't know, maybe it'll be easier to say, these cupcakes are gluten-free, but these cookies are not. Like, it's a separate, obvious shape. So I suppose I could just shape the other cookies a little bit and, like, cut them out. But then I'll get rid of the little crispy edges, and that's, like, one of the biggest appeals about a good cookie is when it gets a little bit crispy on the edges. I was thinking I might do, an Alton Brown recipe, because he's not led me wrong yet, and, I'm a fan. His, Bill Nye style food science antics bring me joy. I don't think I like this foot. Is that gonna work? Maybe I... Oop. Wrong color. Here we go. Does that work? Yeah, that worked. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. My quality line work is not very quality. I'm kind of mixing in steps here a little bit. My layouts are half pencil, and my inks are half pencil, so I kind of end up fixing it in between. This is not time, effective, cost effective, whatever, time effective. But, it works enough for now. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Alright, Eric, thanks for hanging around. I'll see you next time. Aiming to stream again, probably the same time tomorrow. See you then. Or I won't. Who knows? Mystery! Mystery, Eric. Okay. That leg doesn't make sense. I think I need a hint at a little bit of that wrinkle in the butt cheek from the pants where the thigh meets the kind of cross area of the pant leg. Yeah. And then he's got this thing attached to his pants on this side. I can feel myself starting to rush a little bit. Partly it's because I think I need to eat something. I had a very light breakfast and I'm about to go to work for several hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop roughly here and get myself something to eat and get ready for work a little bit early, so that way I don't like rush out and eat barely anything. I'm gonna be responsible, guys. I'm gonna be smart. So let me just wrap up this shape so it doesn't look like complete garbage before I move on. I'm missing pieces here. This has thinner here. And then there's this sort of battery thing here. I'm gonna get myself to a good strong stopping point so when I come back, I'm not like, where was I? And just leave it. I don't think I would just leave it, I would remember, but why not just set myself up for the best future? Oh, that's the wrong button. Bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Okay. It's off model, but it'll do for now. Saving! Yep, I'm gonna go eat something. So, thank you, everybody, for showing up and for hanging out and for shooting the shit. I'm gonna be streaming for roughly the same time again tomorrow. So I'll be somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock PST until almost 2 o'clock PST. I gotta bounce a little bit earlier than 2 tomorrow. But anyway, goodbye everybody. Thanks for hanging. I'll catch you next time. Hopefully we won't hear as many garbage trucks in the background, though I don't think my mic picked them up anyway, but I can hear them. I can hear them.